Hi.
Hi.
Hey, it's Todd.
Andy.
And you can see Bailey back here.
Part of him.
You can't see his face. He's in his perch. We're actually sitting on his chair because we wanted to be in front of the Christmas tree tonight. And it's Christmas Eve. And we wanted to make a wrap-up video, kind of a summary of what we did for our first year. 2023 was our first year with the RV. It was not our first year with the Miata. In fact, this is our third Miata, and we've been Miataing since...
A few years.
Since 19 or something like that, 18, I don't even remember. And but we had a great time this year, as always, with the Miata. And we had a good time with the camping trailer. So I got some notes because there's no way I'll remember everything we want to talk about. And then I'll let Dee and I just chime in on them. But if you're new to the channel...
Welcome.
Yeah, we're Todd and Dee. We are MulligansBlog. And MulligansBlog, what that means is it's a do-over. You have a chance to do over in your life. If you haven't done enough things, if your bucket list wasn't big enough, if you didn't do the right things, if you weren't with the right people, which we weren't, you have a chance to take a mulligan in life. It's a golf term. So the MulligansBlog is just that. It is us doing our do-over, and we started this whole thing with a what if. I wrote her a crazy note on Match.com many years ago, and I said, what if, you're missing out on something? And long story short, here we are still asking ourselves what if every day, right?
Right. What if we did this? What if we do that? So that's where that came from.
And it's gotten us into quite a few things. During the pandemic, we said, what if we bought a hot dog cart? And we did. She had one job, and that was to say no, and she didn't do it. And then once we had the hot dog cart, we said, what if we bought a food trailer and sold the hot dog cart? And we did.
We did.
And then we said, well, what if we started a catering company? What if we did all this? And we did that. And then this year, we sold the catering company, or we sold the assets of the catering company. In fact, if you're looking for the Two Sides and a Meat trailer this summer, it's going to be up in...
It's in a campground near Cook's Forest.
And it's going to be set up there year-round, serving great food. I think it's called Billiams or something like that. And he's going to be doing mostly BLTs and wraps and stuff like that. So it'll be kind of exciting. I know we're going to plan a trip up there for a night with the RV just to go up and see the old trailer and see how it's doing. But there was a little sentiment watching that trailer pull out of the driveway, wasn't there?
It was.
I felt like there was. So
we have some good memories in that trailer. We work well together.
When a husband and wife can work in a 6x12 food trailer together,
We did good.
The next natural thing is to buy an RV. When you can take long trips in a Miata and pack in a trunk for 10 days of a Miata. If anybody doesn't know what a Miata is, go Google it. You'll see the trunk. And then you can work in the food trailer. Then the natural progression is you buy an RV. So that's kind of an intro of who we are, what we do. We're going to do some more travel. We are about 5 to 7 years, depending on when we decide to do it, retirement. But we're going to start traveling more and more even before we get to retirement and seeing more places. There's so many places we want to see, and we have a small problem, and that is that our kids are spread out all over the country. We have one of them, Dylan, is in the Midwest here, closer to us, but still quite a few hours away. And then we have Dustin, who retired from the Air Force. Him, Avilia, and all the kids are in
New Mexico.
Las Cruces. I couldn't think of it. Sorry. And so we're looking forward to going and visiting them. And then my daughter, or our daughter, sorry, but we're a blended family if you can't tell. But Emma is over in Massachusetts. And so we're really we're excited to make more trips up there. Plus New England has so many great places to go see. And 2023, and I know I'm going to miss some stuff here, but we started the year and we spent New Year's with friends down in Columbus, and we do that every year for the last 3 years, and it's been a great time. And Then after that, we had our epic Alaska cruise on the Westerdam Holland America lines. And if you haven't seen it, there is a video on the channel of that. I'll put a card right up on the top here, and you can click on that if you'd like.
It was our first cruise for both of us.
It was, and it was a smaller ship, so I can't rate smaller versus bigger, but I can just tell you that we had an excellent experience. The food was top notch.
It really was.
And we had some excursions out to some islands where we had crab dinners and then went out and made s'mores on the beach, and it was really quite fun. Our trip to Hubbard was a little fogged over.
Hubbard Glacier.
It was a little fogged over. And we had a small issue with a passport, so we didn't go ashore in Victoria.
Yeah.
But we did enjoy the quietness of the ship that night and getting ready to get off the next morning in Seattle. So we highly recommend Holland America. We highly recommend the Westerdam. That crew was awesome. Yeah. Our naturalist that was on board, Natalie, or Nat, she was super too, and we'll tag her in this too. And then we took a week-long trip and went to Gettysburg, which Dee had never been to Gettysburg, so I thought it would be fun. And we really got to see parts of Gettysburg that I had never seen going through there before. And part of that is because we went on segways.
We did. Segways are so much fun.
We had a guide named Al. There's a video on the channel for that too. Go look at it. And he was so good.
He was a great tour guide.
And he was actually really close to becoming a park, a national tour guide. So he knew a lot. He didn't tell us anything in the park or do anything wrong because they like that message to be portrayed all the same. But outside the park where he could talk a little bit more freely, he told us some backstories and things that were really interesting.
About the battlefield.
Right? Mm-hmm. I had a good time with that. We said we sold the food truck. The RV, the trailer, is up for sale right now. I'm sure you've seen some of the videos on that if you subscribe. Nothing wrong with it. We absolutely love that trailer. It is the perfect floor plan because even with the slide-in, when you're traveling, you can use the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen. Everything is accessible.
Yes.
And in fact, that floor plan helped us pick out the motorhome, right?
Right, it did.
So our initial goal was to find a motorhome that we wanted on a lot so we could trade the trailer in. And excuse me, and that didn't happen. No. We actually had a third party contact us that did not have their a Jayco MV 29 MV for sale, and they said that they were thinking about selling it. And we went down in the fall, looked at it, and then ended up negotiating for about 2 or 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then we picked it up right after Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving was our Myrtle Beach trip. We said this year that since we didn't have the kids coming home, that we would go away for Thanksgiving and go down to Myrtle Beach. And you know what? It was a blast.
It was.
We got to, well, we did a couple things. Number one, we started doing something called geocaching, which we've never done before. Geocaching, sorry. And we went around and we found probably our first 10 geocaches down there on Myrtle Beach in that area.
Just like a mini scavenger hunt. That's all it really is.
Yeah, she loves scavenger hunts, so I knew she'd be into it. And by the way, if anybody geocaches, you can, on the program, request us, friend us if you want. We're under, guess what? MulligansBlog. Pretty easy. And, excuse me, I got something in my throat. And then like we said, we had great seafood for Thanksgiving. We went to our favorite seafood restaurant.
Yes.
You can talk about it.
It's called Sea Captain, and it's right on the water. And they have the best hush puppies I've ever eaten in my life, and delicious shrimp. And then the other
she crab soup.
She crab soup. Oh my gosh. You can only get a cup of it because it's so rich, but it is so good.
I'd go there just for she crab soup.
Oh, absolutely.
In fact, I think we have.
Probably.
So then on the way back from that, we stopped in eastern Pennsylvania, picked up the motorhome, and brought that home on Thanksgiving. And by the way, for those of you who know the feeling of driving your Class C motorhome for the first time, driving it on Thanksgiving Sunday coming home is even more enjoyable. But we did fine. We just met Emma last weekend over in the Scranton area. We couldn't make it all the way to New England this season, and she didn't have time off work to make it here, so we saw her and celebrated her birthday and Christmas, and met her new boyfriend, who will leave nameless right now because we don't know where these things go with kids. And then it's round robin, because next week we will be again celebrating New Year's with a certain set of friends that we do every year, and looking forward to it. So I will say one thing. Sometimes we were worried that when the kids moved out, that our life would be a little more empty. And I would say we're living our fullest life right now.
We are. We come and go when we want, and we can work from the road if we want, and it's nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
We're not sad empty nesters.
We're not sad empty nesters. We never understood sad empty nesters, actually, and that can make you feel like a bad parent sometimes, but I think we just enjoyed it.
It leads us to being able to travel and take trips to see them.
Yep. Okay, 2024, real quick. What are we doing? Well, Bailey bought us e-bikes for Christmas.
Thanks, Bailey.
So we're looking forward to taking those in the motorhome and doing some e-bike trips. The Miata is tucked in for the winter right now. Well, I say that, but we've been known.
We could. There's no snow or ice out there.
Yeah. Lampy Campground up in Erie on the on Lake Erie turned out to be one of our favorite campgrounds this year. Yeah, so far, and it was really good. We had 3 or 4 good experiences in Ohio State parks that we really liked, and in April we actually are booked into an Ohio State park. I'm not going to put where, but we're in there for the total eclipse, and we actually have a site out there, and we're going to invite some friends out, and during the total blackness we're going to roast hot dogs and marshmallows over the fire in the middle of the day. So we're looking forward to that. And then this weekend is always traditionally between Christmas, not this weekend, this week, between Christmas and New Year's is always traditionally when Dee and I kind of sit down and go, okay, what do we want to do? And we follow Trish and Mark at Keep Your Daydream, and we love the way they plan. And they talk about putting the big rocks in place and then filling in the little rocks between. So if we know we want to go to Hilton Head, for instance, we're batting that one around again because of the e-bikes and stuff. Well, that's fine, and then we'll put the little rocks in place around it. So
trips with the kids first.
Yeah, we're going to try to get to New Mexico first, but that might be Thanksgiving. We don't know yet. We haven't figured that out. Again, this is our week. This is when we're going to sit down with the calendar and start planning, right?
Yes.
So the whole reason I got her to buy an RV was to tell her that we could go visit kids. So Dayton, Plymouth, Las Cruces, we're coming.
Yes, we are.
And hey guys, one of the things that we've been doing ever since we met, I was going to say since we've been married, which we've been married 13 years.
Right.
But it's been longer than that. It was shortly after we met, our first Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
We decided to start getting tacky gifts.
Now, what we call a tacky gift might not be tacky to someone else, so we don't want to offend anybody. But to us, it's tacky. Usually.
That's a good disclaimer.
I'm
we
just
could lose all of our subscribers in like 1 second. Yeah. So, and I got to tell you, after doing this for 15 years almost,
it's so hard.
It's getting very hard to top your tacky gifts. Last year, I got her a deer road sign.
There's a story behind that.
And some black tape that like people put on the road signs. You can fill that in. I won.
He did win.
This year, I won from our Facebook group on the wrapping. I wrapped mine in a rubber glove, food service glove. So that I won.
Cute little ribbon. Oh my goodness, I have no idea.
And this is the one that she wrapped for me. So I'm really eager to find out what this is. So I'm going to get out of the picture here. Oh, somebody else is getting in the picture. You know, Bailey, it's funny that you can smell that. It's really funny that you can smell that. All right, let's watch Dee open her tacky gift. This is the one that I got her.
He won last year, so...
I don't think I'm going to win the actual gift. I did win the gift wrap this year.
You did, because we do judge both of them.
You'll probably have to peel it down, is my guess.
Peel it down. Smell it, huh? Aww. A little bobblehead. What kind of looks like Bailey a little bit.
It's for the motorhome. It's a bobble Bailey.
I think we'll keep this one. What do you think?